Hello everyone, Chocolo Roberto here for another video review. This time we have the Terry's Chocolate Orange Bar Biscuit. Or Biscuit Bar, I think would possibly sound better, but it says Bar Biscuit, so there we go. It's funny, I was just laughing before I started this because I always say the name of the video before I sit down and do it, because then when I edit it I can easily, when I'm trying to find out what video is what, if I say it right at the start, it's easier for me to reference, and to sort things. I was having to listen to half the video. Or sound or whatever, but this one actually says bar biscuits. It just made me laugh. So I'm very, 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 very excited about this one. I mean, Terry's, I think I've done a few Terry's reviews at the moment, and well, before I go on, what great segue to mention the fact that I've done about, is it 550 reviews now? 650 I think it is, so I don't to lose count. So there's a playlist in this corner. It'll pop up now, or has done already, or will do in the future or at some point, but it'll be there throughout the whole video. You can click on it anytime, just it'll pop up if you hover over it. And you can watch a playlist of all my other videos as well, but of course do that after you've subscribed and liked this video. And it's always great to hear from you as well, so please leave a comment, let me know what you think of the bar and the channel as well, and things like this. And if you're in a position to do so, I do have a Patreon and a YouTube member program, so the links will be in the description. There might be a link up here as well in that corner. Either way, it'll be somewhere for you to find it. So please, if you're interested in helping support the channel, that'd be hugely appreciated, really would. But hearing from you, having a comment or whatever is also perfect. It's really nice to hear from you, and I always reply as well. So if you ask me a question, or if it's relevant, of course, I don't just always just reply randomly for the sake of it. But obviously, I do like to hear from you, and nice to have a conversation and hear your comments and feedback. Okay, so anyway, on to the review before I get too carried away. So this one, as I think I was about to say, that basically Terry's, they've been, Andrew Winton in the Discord chat was telling me about the fact that they've been taken over by a French company. I think it's Camembert or something like that. Doesn't specifically say on the back that I can see, but yes, they are, and basically they're just sort of doing lots of new ideas, really, or they have been in recent months. I think they've owned them for a couple of years, 2 or 3 or 4 years. I'm not sure how long it is, but they've just recently started doing lots of different products. They've done one with cranberry pieces in, which I did have it to hand. I think I've moved it somewhere. Just put it away over there. But I've done a cranberry one. So it looks the same as this. Well, they've done these bars in general, actually. This sort of bar layout's totally new. I wasn't too fussed about it at first. I guess it's still not as a concept, but the fact that they're doing lots of different varieties in there as well is really nice. So they've done this actual bar version as well. There was a sort of mini bar, which is perhaps a quarter of this, that they did exist before, but now they've rebranded it or remodeled it, or I don't know if they still do the old one actually. And they're doing new flavours with it as well. So they've done, this biscuit one, which I think people who've been watching the channel for a long time, or just generally, I think, will know that biscuit is probably my favourite ingredient or favourite component to have inside chocolate. I just love it. So I'm very excited for this. And they've done a cranberry one as well, cranberry pieces, and I've done a review of that. So on the corner as well, probably put it at the end of the video in the summary where it'll pop up, but it'll be there now for you to peruse. I'll do a playlist of all my Terry's reviews as well, so enjoy those. So I don't know how many there is, but there must be nearly 10 of them. So very excited. So I'll just get the other one. I think where is it? Yes, if by magic, here it is. Yes, here it is. Here's the cranberry one. So I actually bought these again because, not to spoil anything, but they're not too bad. There's the difference. So they've done these lovely 2 different ones, and I've also revitalised the sort of white chocolate Terry's chocolate orange. Well, normally they do like a big ball, it's roughly an orange size or a Satsuma size or somewhere in between probably. And it's just segments of chocolate. In this case it's white chocolate, and it's been one that's been missing for a long time, and they've done the segments as well, like a pack of mini segments of them, and another great product. I've reviewed that as well, so of course go check that review out as well, those reviews of those 2 things. This is the latest one, so obviously with biscuit in, so very excited, as I say, because I love biscuit and chocolate. So what have we got? Peel to open, made of real orange oil and biscuit pieces, it says. Yes, that's quite nice. So normally they don't, because like in this cranberry one, it just says, they always just say made with real orange oil on the back, always, obviously, usually they don't have anything in it anyway, but this one they haven't mentioned made with, freeze-dried, it says it's got, I don't know, cranberry juice from concentrate pieces, it says, so it's probably a bit harder to sort of glamorise. But this one, has gone out of its way to say biscuit pieces, and clearly you can see not known for having no pieces in it, the Terry's chocolate normally. It's always just been flavours really. Well, I guess it did have, there was one with popping candy I think in the past. There's a white chocolate one as well, I can't remember what it's called now. But yeah, milk chocolate flavoured real orange oil and with biscuit pieces 6%. So it's a 90 gram bar, so it gives us per 5 segments, 103 calories, 5.4 grams of fat, 3.3 of which are saturates. It gives us per 100 grams, 515 calories, 27 grams of fat, 16 of which are saturates. I guess, I always used to complain about the fact they give you per 100 grams because you can never, it should give you how much the whole bar as a total is really. You shouldn't have to work out what the whole bar is. I realise per 5 segments, but 20 grams. But it doesn't really help, it's, I don't know. It's a 90 gram bar, it's not easy to work out what that is. And obviously you have to take off 10% of, 515, so it's 51, 52 calories. You take off that, so you've got 460, 458 or something left for the whole bar, But you've still got to work it out. Maths isn't my strong point, and fingers crossed there's people worse than me, but maybe there isn't. So but either way, you know what I mean. It's not easy to work. And then of course you got the fat and stuff. So we've got about 458 calories, I think, for the entire bar, and it's 2.7 off 27. So we've got what's that 24.3 is it or something? 24.3, and then 1.6 off 16 for the saturates. So that's 14.4. I think it is. Yeah, so I've probably done a caption for it anyway, but that's my maths. Hopefully working it out. But you know what I mean, you shouldn't have to work it out. It should be there really. It should tell you for the whole bar, 100 grams, and then per portion. You know what I mean? But they don't do it for the actual bar. Because the problem with this is it says per 5 segments, but as we'll see when I open it, the segments in this one are not uniform at all. I mean, obviously, not a million miles away each segment, but they're just not uniform. So it doesn't help to say per 5 segments. So it says milk solids 14% minimum, cocoa solids 25% minimum, contains vegetable fats in addition to cocoa butter. It says 35 Bollards Lane. I misread that, but Bollards it says. Yes, that's the address. Terry's chocolate. Let's see. Now what else have we got? It's the usual. I mean, there's quite a few ingredients in this one. In the actual orange that I reviewed, the Terry's white chocolate orange, I think there wasn't many ingredients at all. But this one's got like the typical paragraph of ingredients. But the orange ball itself, obviously this has got biscuit pieces in, so there you go. But we just had, probably just the top bit almost, with things almost. It was really impressive. But yeah, it looks quite nice. It's got flourishes on it, unfortunately. I measured them before I open it. But yeah, looks okay. There's much more to say. I'm quite impressed by the look of it. Obviously the biscuit, not really, not shortbread. It just looks like a generic biscuit, really. Not the best biscuit actually, I have to say. And that little piece there isn't my dream vision of biscuits. But nonetheless, I don't think it matters. It's just biscuit pieces. Okay. I think we should give it open. Let's do it. Let's give it open. Okay, once we can give this Terry's Chocolate Orange Biscuit Bar, or Bar Biscuit, a taste. I wonder if that's a mistranslation from perhaps, maybe the French or something, where I don't know, where they have like, obviously things, it's rather than blue shirt, it's chemise blue or whatever, or chemise bleu. My French isn't great. Whatever, or blouse, if that's blouse, I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, not sure. Either way, I guess, well, maybe above it would not look quite right either, so who knows. Anyway, let's give it a bit of a measure then. So obviously the flourishes here. So there are flourishes, it's a shame. 18.8 centimetres. So it goes down to. Usually I think a fifth is acceptable to lose. Obviously, well, nothing's really acceptable, but I think a fifth is generally the average. It's not a straight bar either, it's a bit difficult. So 18.8 did we say? It's now 15.5, so yeah. That is about a fifth, I think, isn't it? 369, yeah, so yeah, it's about right, I think. I'm sure I did it on purpose as well. There's a lovely chocolate orange smell coming from when you opened it. It's very nice, and you can see, I don't know if you can see there, can you look? Obviously it's a bit of a funny shape. Not overly convinced on the shape, at least on the back as well, but yeah, so there you go, it looks very nice. You can see it's full of biscuit pieces. It really is filled with it. I mean, I always use, I remember years ago I reviewed a Montezuma's bar and it had like, I don't know, some kind of filling in it, and basically half the bar didn't have anything in it when you looked at the bottom, and there ain't even in it, and then it was just terrible, I always remember thinking, this is an independent company, it should be looking good, in regards to, you know, it should be, you know what I mean? It should have immaculate filling distributions and things, and it was just terrible, you know. I thought, and you know, so I was very disappointed. Not really been tempted to go back to Montezuma since. Yeah, maybe I should, but I wasn't, you know. Anyway, that's digressing. They're expensive, not worth it, I don't think, but could have changed, who knows. Yes, here we go. So this is what we're up against. You can see, this is why I can see the segments it's not uniform, you know what I mean? I can see it's melted a bit, probably from being a hot day and where I've been handling it, but you can see the segments aren't uniform, like the ones at the top, and you know, when you split these off, it's like a crescent rather than a segment, you know what I mean? In places, some of them are thinner, so it doesn't really work. I don't know, you know, what 5 segments it means. Does it really mean a quarter of the bar? You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, there's 11 anyway, so 5. Yeah, so 11 segments, so it doesn't even mean that, so it's very confusing. That's the only thing I don't like about this. But it looks very nice other than that. See, the bottom segments have got like a Terry's slogan on it, logo, or the right at least, and the rest are some orange segments redesigned. So I guess, you know, mostly, you know, but I think they're probably a bit thicker at the back as well. You can see this one, these do have the peel, the orange peel effect. What I do like about it is you can break it down the middle as well as down by the segments. So it's got a bit of difference going on about it. So when we did measure the thing, we'll do it again. So from the sort of edge to edge, from the highest point to the highest point, whatever, about 15.5. Then to the middle where there's that sort of gap, it's about 14.3, 40.25 I think. You'll notice there's a bit of a notch at the bottom as well, so I did measure it from this little gap there at the bottom, so I did measure it from there, so I lost a millimetre from that. Okay, yeah, let's do the width as well. I don't think we've done that, have we? It's not straight at the sides, but about 7.3. And the thickness, well, the lowest point, 0.6 centimetres, 0.6. And then it goes all the way up to about 1 centimetre at the back. So there we go. Yeah, and I quite like the way that does seem to be, yeah, there is the peel effect on the rest of the chocolates, even ones that only have a little lip showing there. You notice it is the proper segments, it's not ones with lips on either, like the actual orange, the actual big full fat Terry's chocolate orange. It is in a sort of spherical orange arrangement when you get it. These ones don't have the lips. Which just goes to show again, really, that, you know, you could just do this design and not have the lips in the main one. So they're clearly, yeah. Basically, long story short, is they sort of reduce the weight of chocolate by having the sort of the segments have a sort of ridge around the top, so that the this bit wasn't like a ramp like that as such. It was a thinner wedge, if you know what I mean, and just had like a lip at the edge, so you had like a bumper step going onto the top. So yeah. Okay, so it looks like on the inside. So yeah, ooh, look at that. So snapped it there. You can see clearly. Quite sort of spherical, small balls of biscuit, aren't they? It's not really random biscuit chunks. They're clearly just like balls of biscuit, aren't they? You can see there. You can see when I was trying to snap a segment off now, like look, you see I've snapped that segment there. And you can see, and this is what's left, this segment here. So can you see that that's not anywhere near the same as that if I snap this segment off? So I mean, this is what I'm saying. What does it mean by per 5 segments? 5 of these, an average? I know, don't like that. And again, you've got the back one. I can snap the back one. Which is, well, it's quite similar to the one actually, but the back one again, you know, you can see it's just not the same again, but only slightly different than this one. But you know, you can see. So that's what I mean. You know, not happy with that. But okay, full of biscuit pieces. All these biscuit balls. I don't know. I feel like it looks a bit artificial, being just spherical biscuit ball things. But you know, I'm sure they taste just as nice. Certainly full of them as well. Anyway, so at least maybe they've been able to sort of distribute them better than it would have been if it was just random pieces. I guess it's quite thin as well, so the big biscuit chunks maybe would interfere with the structure of the chocolate. But right, well, I think, yeah, I need to give these a taste. I think I'm very excited, as I say, so let's do it. Let's give them a taste. Okay, everyone, so I'm going to give this Terry's bar biscuit, biscuit bar, chocolate orange biscuit bar a taste. Very excited. Been really looking forward to this one. Yeah, so let's give this a couple of segments a taste. Let's do it. Let's give it a go. It's a very crunchy biscuit, it has to be said, it's crunchy. You can probably hear it really. I realise biscuits do have crunch, but this is more, the crunch is more between a biscuit and a Rice Krispie piece. It's that kind of, it's a weird mix. An odd one. The biscuit has a bit of a taste to it, but not much. But it's definitely a different crunch than a regular biscuit. It's not what I would have called a biscuit filling, even though obviously it could be some kind of biscuit, but it's not. I don't know. It's a weird biscuit. Maybe because it's lots of small little balls. There's a sort of lot of edge to them all, and the edge on a biscuit, as everyone knows, is often the case. It's kind of a bit more crunchy than the middle sometimes in some biscuits. Something, well, I don't know, that's a load of rubbish really, but what I'm trying to get at is, I think that the outside of the biscuit is got a crunch to it on this, more so than the inside because it's baked. And that's what gives it a bit of a stronger crunch, I think. It's certainly not, it's more a crunch than you'd get, I think, if it was sort of chunks of digestive or something in there. No, the orange chocolate, of course, is nice. I think there is a slight flavour to the biscuit, but it's not really coming through. You get like a hint of it, but because of the orange chocolate, I think you just don't really taste it. I don't know. It's not as nice as I was expecting, I think, is the gist of it. It's still really nice though. I like the orange chocolate, of course, and I think it's great having some kind of filling in there. I think it's just, I don't know really. It's hard to say because, of course, biscuit's not really going to generally have a flavour to it. So, it is obviously more about the consistency and the textures. And I guess it has gone out of its. It's gone out of its way to. Yeah, I guess it has gone out of its way to kind of simulate the crunch by having the smaller ball pieces, But I think maybe it would have been better if they were a bit bigger, a bit more substantial. Maybe. It's just not evocative of biscuit really when it's all these sort of round balls. You know what I mean? It just, I don't know. I don't know. This is often the case though that when you have biscuit and chocolate, it's generally just like a round ball of biscuit, isn't it? That's usually how they do it, really. Maybe the bigger ones though just don't look a bit less. You can see the imperfections in them a bit more. I think it's not wowing me. To be honest with you, I do love biscuits and chocolate, but I must say, thinking about it now, I think I can't really expect it to be anything more than this, really. It does give you that crunch, it does have that texture, and it is very nice. I don't really see how I could have expected it to be better, really. I think it does give you what you would expect, and maybe with me, I don't know, maybe it's just something about me and my love of biscuits inside chocolate. I don't know, maybe it's always the missing ingredient for me. Maybe if I have like a caramel, some of caramel in, I think, it could do with biscuit in. Some of biscuit in, I think, maybe it could do with caramel or something like that. Just like a third texture. You know what I mean? So maybe I'm kind of, maybe for me to be the perfect biscuit, chocolate has to have a third ingredient there, just to give it something else. Because obviously there's no real flavour here. Maybe a flavouring as well, but hard to say. Well, there is a flavouring, it's orange, isn't it? I was meaning with the biscuit though. But well, maybe I was being a bit unfair though, actually. Because there is a flavouring here, of course, so yeah, I think I I'll correct myself there. I think, yeah, I do think it is really nice. I think it's I just think maybe it just needs something else. It's just missing something. I don't know what it is. I think the biscuit's a lovely texture. Maybe the biscuit piece is a bit too small. It'd be nice to do a bit bigger, I think. I just feel like it would be. Just I don't know. I think it just doesn't evoke biscuit enough when it's just these little ball things. Because I don't think anyone, when they eat biscuits, I mean, even though obviously you can have biscuit crumbs and things, but I don't think anyone, when they eat biscuit, really has such like this at all. Even crumbs of biscuit never taste this crunchy. You know, when you have a crumb of biscuit, it's always quite soft, isn't it? You know, I don't know, when I was younger, I used to always, the bottom of the biscuit tin is just hundreds of crumbs. And I used to just hoover them all up. Yeah, probably not in very sanitary ways, being so young, but yeah, I used to eat them all. I used to like it. And it was always soft. It was almost like breadcrumbs. Well, it's breadcrumbs. As you say, you do go a bit hard, or whatever. But you know what I mean. They were never like this. So it just doesn't. I think that's probably what my problem with this is. It's just not really biscuit. It's like an artificial biscuit. It's not really. I think that's what it is, and it comes across a bit more Rice Krispie like. Yeah, I think that's probably what my problem with it is. Unless it is nice, but it isn't really biscuit. It's just not. It's just not really biscuit. It just isn't really biscuit. So yeah. So with that in mind, I do think I really like it still. I just think it's just they've just not quite done it right. I'm not really sure how they, other than the biscuit being a bit bigger and just being a proper biscuit. I don't think this is proper biscuit. I mean, obviously, it's. I'm sure on a technical level it probably is, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it. I think you just had a bit of biscuit that was broken up and it was in here, and it wasn't artificially crunchy like this is. I don't know what they've. I don't know. It just doesn't. It's just not biscuit. As I say, if you had biscuit crumbs, they don't taste as crunchy as this. They're in the powder as well. They're never like this. It's just not. It's just a bit artificial. Their sort of take on biscuits here. Yeah. So. Yeah. Nonetheless, as I say, it's still nice. You still got the lovely orange flavour. You've still got the the nice chocolate, and it's crammed full of pieces. You can see, as I say, there's tons of biscuit pieces in there, or whatever they are, pellets. Yeah. So I think I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I think. I mean, I feel like if it had done it with proper biscuits in, I think it would have been a 4.5. And I think I still think I probably would have been here saying to you, "Oh, there's something not quite there with it. It needs something else." Maybe. Depends, of course. Because I don't know. So, but I feel like this on its own, I think the way it is at the moment is it's a 4 out of 5. I just feel like it is nice, and I do like it. I just feel like they've cheated, or it's just not. It just doesn't. It's just not quite right. Not really. It's not really biscuit. Not biscuit that people eat. It's these weird pellet things, and you never have biscuit like that. So I don't know. I mean, obviously, maybe it's a bit similar to what you get in like those Malteser teaser bars or whatever. It's more along those lines, and I don't feel they're biscuits. I wouldn't say that's a biscuit bar. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's probably the problem. Really, I think it's more like that. It's more like something else than biscuit. So yeah, there we go. I think that's why but I still like it. It's still nice. It's just disappointing. They've not done it right, and I think that's the reason why it's only a 4 out of 5. But that's still a good score, above average. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think as well if you had one of these. If you what your opinion on this is, and whether you think it's right. The right way of having biscuits in a chocolate bar, or whether you feel it doesn't matter. Let me know what you think, and yeah, your comments are free. It's always great to hear from you. Subscribe, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Patreon if you can. YouTube member program also if you're able to do that. And anything else you can think of. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye for now. See ya.